Okay, so what we have discussed in the last class, anyone, please? Yes, anyone? All these things. Okay, so now we have to discuss the last one. Is visible everyone? Yes. No. How visible? Now it is visible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So basically we have seen the attendance, yes or no, last class. So now see, we will discuss after this the entire code, you know. Let me copy all these things. Okay, it is visible everyone. So now we will discuss the last part. Okay. You know what is the purpose of using this function? Find encoding function. Anyone? What is the purpose of using this function? Okay, so basically we will give the all images numpy value that we have stored in this list. It will give the corresponding encodings. It will give us the corresponding encoding value. And why encoding value? Basically, this is the encoding value from which we are going to compare the images. Yes or no? So basically, in this project, we are going to use encoding value to compare the faces. Yes or no? So this will give you the encodings of all the images which is stored in the image folder. Clear everyone? So now, okay. Now come to this part. As you can see, we are using what? So right now in last some classes I have discussed how to capture the frames, how to capture the frames. With two different images, but right now we are not going to take images. We have already taken the images that will be the training part, that is in the folder. Now we are going to record the next image or test image from which? From camera. Yes sir. So when I will come in front of the camera, my attendance will be recorded. Yes sir. Or your attendance will be recorded when you come in front of the camera. So just listen to me. For this, what we have to do? We have to just enable the camera. Yes or no? So that's why we are going to use this one. I have already used this. So this will just enable the camera. Which camera? Default camera. 0 is there. It means that we are going to use the default camera. And there's a variable called camera. So this is what camera object you can say. Video capture object is there. This will just enable what? Have you learned class object concept in Python? No, right now? Class object concept. I think you already studied. So just like it is a class, OpenCV just like it is a class, and you are going to create the object of this class. And this class is having many functions. So when you want to call the function of any class, just we have to use object of that class. Yes or no? So that's why we are going to use object. So this will just enable the camera, and there's a cap variable is there. Now we have to read. Also, you can see I am using what? While loop. This is an infinite loop. Yes, sir? Visible? Why infinite loop it is?
Because it is true.
Because it is true. But why we are taking this infinite loop in our project? Just anyone? Because we want to display the video, complete video. Yes or no? मैंने बताया था आप लोग कि यदि आप नहीं यूज करोगे while loop तो क्या होगा? केवल एक फ्रेम रिकॉर्ड होगा. बट हमें ऐसा नहीं करना है. हम यदि यहाँ से यहाँ जा रहे हैं तो हमें दिखना भी चाहिए. हम यहाँ से यहाँ मूव करते हैं तो हमारा चेहरा उसको पता चलना चाहिए. That's why we are using this. Yes or no? So now see, that's why we are going to take this for loop, that is infinite for loop, that will change the frame after 1 millisecond, and that will be displayed on the screen. That will be like a video. As you know, video is a collection of what? Frames. Clear? So that will change the frames after 1 millisecond. Then we will see like the it is going, video is going. Yes or no? So now see, what does it function do? It will just read the first frame of your camera. So when camera will be enabled, it will take the first frame and will be stored in this variable. Where? In which format? NumPy. And what will be the value of success? True or false. If the camera is able to record the first frame, then it will have true value, otherwise false. Clear? Next, we are going to, yes, okay. Now see, suppose I am in front of the camera, or my camera is having entire background. Yes, sir? Maybe the image or the frame that is recorded by the camera is of big size. Yes or no? Maybe or not. Maybe the frame that is recorded by the camera is of big size. Maybe it is not possible to open in the what? Screen. Or not able to open. It is very big size. So just we want to take the image in small size so that we can see in our screen. Yes or no? So that's why we are going to fix the size. So actually, what does it mean? It means this is the ratio actually. This is the ratio actually. Means whatever length it is having, we are going to do 1/4. Suppose x is there, we are going to 1/4. So that's why we have to take 0. Means here, so we are going to just decrease the size. Means of the frame, so that it can be displayed in the. Now, again, what we are going to do? The image is stored in this. We are going to pass this in img. We are going to resize, and then name will be imgs. Again, imgs. What we are going to do? We are going to change the format of the film. Actually, by default, it is PGR. It is already established by this. Okay. So now see. Suppose you are having a frame, first frame. Is it possible that you are in front of the camera? Somebody is also behind you. It is possible or not? Yeah. So in that case, camera will record how many faces? Two faces. So suppose this is the face 1. This is the face 2. It means that camera is able to recognize two faces in the first frame. Okay. Now see, this function will store the location of all this. How? It will store the location of first face and location of second. Clear, everyone? Then again, what will happen? We are going to, okay. So, how many faces are there right now? Two faces are there. Suppose there is 10 faces. Means suppose you are taking group image. Then in that case, there may be multiple faces. So, how many faces are there? That many, locations will be stored. Because according to for each face, it will store one value. For each face, it will store one value. So, how many faces are there? That many locations will be stored in this variable. In which variable? Face frame variable. Clear? So now name is what? Face. What is face frame? Face UR. This is the variable. So right now we have two images, two faces, so two values will be there. Again, what we are going to do? We are going to find an encoding. Okay. Suppose you are not giving this one. You are only going to provide what? IMG means image. Then what will happen? Then in this case, face encoding function will have to search for the image first, where it is, and then it will record the encodings. But right now we are going to help this. Why? How we are going to help? We are going to give the image from which they have to find the encoding. Also, we are going to provide the लोकेशन आल्सो. इट मींस हम यहाँ पे इमेज तो दे रहे हैं कि जहां से आपको इनकोडिंग करना है, साथ में ये भी बता रहा हूं मैं उसको कि देखो ये लोकेशन से आपको इनकोडिंग करना है, मतलब फेसेस यहाँ पर है. क्लियर है? और भी आसान हो जाएगा उसके लिए. और हमने ये दोनों दिया. अब जितने भी फेसेस थे वहां पे, दो फेसेस थे, तो दो फेस का क्या होगा, इनकोडिंग होगा, वो कहाँ चला जाएगा, क्या नाम है उसका, देखो कोड CUR, इसमें कितने इनकोडिंग आएंगे, फर्स्ट इनकोडिंग, सेकंड इनकोडिंग, सिंपल। It is completed, everyone. Is there any doubt? Just scroll up. Just scroll. I am having actually in last class it was yes please. Yes. I thought that you are asking any question. Yes, no. So actually I am going to scroll down. Yes, sir. Now focus on this. GIF function is there. Yes, sir. What does it do? It just takes different objects and combine it. So right now we are having two things. The first one is what? Input current phase. This is what? These two different lists we are going to combine. How it will be combined? Just see. It will be combined like this. First is what? Encode CUR frame, and the second is what? Phase CUR. This is the location. So this will store like this. There will be, there will be encoding of first phase, and there will be encoding of location of first phase. Again, there will be the encoding of second phase. There will be recording of encoding the location of what? And this will be encoding a single list because of this GIF function. Okay, now see. Now we are going to take two variables. In which in form? So it will take the first encoding in this variable and the first location in. That's all. So suppose this is the first phase encoding, first phase location, second phase encoding, second phase location. So from this it will take what? First encoding in which variable? This one, and it will take the first location in this. Clear, everyone? Now loop will start. How much time it will be, and it loop will iterate? Yes, anyone? Means how many values are there? If two values are there, 2 times. 3 values are there, 3 times. Depending on this value. So now see. What we are going to do? We are going to compare the phases now. So whatever phase we have or the system has recorded from the camera is going to compare with the encode list now. What is encode list? Just anybody tell me? Just see what is encode list. Actually, as I have shown you, this is the find which function. So if suppose in our system or image folder, those many images are there, we will provide the list of that. It will give us the encoding because we have already created the encoding function. Yes, sir? So we will just give the list of the images. It will give us encoding also. So it means that it will have what? Encode list node. List node. And now see how many images are there in this image folder right now? 3 images, no? So it will have 3 values. First, second, and third. Clear, everyone? Okay. And now just see. And we are going to compare this list of encodings with this one. Yes or no? So what will happen? We are going to take this one. First value, no? Okay, so suppose encode is what? The first value, this one. So we will compare this, and this. If we will get the any match, if there will be a match, then what will happen? Just see, suppose. And we are going to store what? Matches is there. What is match here? Just see. Match, M-A-T-C-H. C-H? Yes. Yes. Right. Yes or no? What is match? So suppose we are going to compare this encoding from this first value. If matching is done, then it will be true or otherwise false. So suppose it is false. Suppose this we will compare from this. Again false. And we will compare from this, it will get true. So false, false, true, suppose. So that value will be stored in this match value. Clear? Now we are also going to find what? How to find fair distance? Anyone? Please tell me. Yes, you stand up. Yes, you. You also. No, you just sit up. You just sit up. Tell me how to find the face location. As I told you that if you are going to find the difference between 2 points, how you find x1 comma y1 x2 comma y2. How you will find x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Yes or no? Yes. So similarly, suppose this list is also having different parts encodings, and this is the also encoding value or the correct frame face encoding value. Okay. Now we will compare this. We will find distance from this place. Suppose this is having first value, it will also have first value, and you already know every encoding of how many values? 128 values. Every encoding is having 128 values. So this will also have 128 value. This will also have 128 value. Yes or no? So now we will find. How we will find? First value. This minus this whole square plus second minus second whole square plus third minus third whole square. In this way, what we will find? The distance between this and this. Yes or no? Distance between this and this. Similarly, we will find this and this. Similarly, we will find this and this. And now we will also get the distances in which variable of all the distance from this point. Yes sir? This currently आप जिस फ्रेम में खड़े हो, उस फ्रेम का जो फेस है, उस फेस की इनकोडिंग से बाकी जो लिस्ट में सबसे क्या निकालेंगे, सबका डिस्टेंस निकालेंगे. और कहाँ स्टोर होगा? जिस फॉर्मेट में ये था उसी फॉर्मेट में हमारा क्या दिया आएगा बताओ? उसी फॉर्मेट में आएगा. पहले का डिस्टेंस यहाँ, दूसरे का यहाँ, इसके बीच का डिस्टेंस यहाँ आएगा, इसके बीच का डिस्टेंस यहाँ आएगा, इसके बीच का डिस्टेंस यहाँ आएगा. यस और नो? उसी ऑर्डर में आएगा ना. ऑर्डर चेंज होगा कभी क्या? कभी चेंज नहीं होगा ऑर्डर. नाउ we have already done. Now what we are this is not the part of the book because it's commented. Okay. Now there is a function called rmin function. What it does? It will just give you the list value. It will just give you the index of minimum value. So now tell me, trace distance is there. So which will have the minimum distance? Just listen to me. Which trace distance value is in this list? Which one will have the minimum value? It will pass the index of that. Here, which will have the minimum value? It will pass the index of. Suppose there is third one is minimum, then it will give you the 0, 1, 2. Clear everyone? If it is having third is minimum, then it will give you. So suppose this is the minimum value. Clear it? This one is minimum value. So 0, 1, 2. It will give you 2. In which variable? Clear everyone? Okay, now it is completed. Now we are going to use what? If block is there. So matches is what? Okay, now see. Simple. If which will have the minimum, which will be the match? Yes sir. Means suppose यहाँ पे ये हमें minimum value मिला, तो इसी प्लेस पे तो इसका true भी value होगा, matching भी होगा ना. सिंपल सी बात है. यदि मान लो ये true है तो उसका minimum value ये होगा, और ये minimum है तो यही true होगा. सिंपल सी बात है. उसी order में हम value store कर रहे हैं ना. So now we are going to use this index in this list. It means क्या होगा? Matches में हम क्या देंगे यहाँ पे? True देंगे. और ये हमें क्या देगा? और ये चेक कर रहा है क्या मैचेस में जो टू इंडेक्स पे जो वैल्यू है वो क्या है बताओ मुझे. ट्रू है ना. क्या है? ट्रू है. इस पूरे का वैल्यू कितना हो गया? इस पूरे का वैल्यू क्या हो गया? ट्रू. और आपको पता है जब कंडीशन ट्रू होता है तभी इफ ब्लॉक रन करता है. यस सर. फॉल्स होगा तो अब मान लो इसमें से कोई मिला ही नहीं, ये फॉल्स हो गया तो क्या होगा? मिनिमम डिस्टेंस है लेकिन ये फॉल्स यहाँ लिखा होगा तो क्या होगा? तो होगा क्या? तो जस्ट ये फॉल्स हो जाएगा तो लूप रन ही नहीं करेगा. क्लियर? वो चलता फिर आपका कैमरा जो है फ्रेम चेंज करता रहेगा और दिखता रहेगा आपको उसके साथ ना। अब मान लो ये सपोज ट्रू हो गया, हम इसके अंदर आएंगे और हम क्या कर रहे हैं बताओ। चलिए याद है हमने क्लास नेम लिया था, याद है हमने ऊपर में क्लास नेम बनाया, सारे फाइल का नाम स्टोर किया था क्लास नेम वेरिएबल में, याद होगा आपको। यहाँ पे हमने स्टार्टिंग में सबका क्लास नेम, याद है मैंने क्लास नेम लिया था यहाँ पे। इसमें क्या था, उसी ऑर्डर, जिस ऑर्डर में इनकोडिंग उसी ऑर्डर में सबका नाम भी था ना उसमें। क्या होगा नाम उसमें, एलोन होगा, मस्त फिर में एलोन टेस्ट होगा, फिर में टाटा होगा, यही नाम होगा। तो सपोज जिसका मैच करेगा वही इंडेक्स उसी ऑर्डर में होगा वहां पे। सो नाउ तो मान लो सपोज यहाँ पे अभी मान लो तो नाम इसी से मैच करेगा ना यहाँ पे। अभी क्लास नेम है सपोज क्लास नेम, यदि मैचिंग इससे हुआ है थर्ड वाले से और थर्ड वाला भी ट्रू है तो थर्ड वाला ही नाम उसका होगा या नहीं होगा, तो इसी ऑर्डर में हमारा सब कुछ है। तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, जो भी नाम होगा वो कहाँ मिलेगा, तो देखो क्लास नेम में इंडेक्स क्या देंगे हम 2 और उसको क्या करें, जो भी नाम आएगा वो नाम क्या आएगा बताओ। यहाँ पे इसके अकॉर्डिंग मान लो टाटा आएगा और डॉट अपर, मतलब यदि वो लोअर में है तो वो अपर में चेंज हो जाएगा, क्योंकि हम नाम को क्या करना चाहते हैं, अपर केस में करना है। क्लियर है, और वो नाम किस पे चला जाएगा, सपोज यहाँ पे टाटा चला गया, क्या चला गया टाटा, क्या चला गया चला गया। अब देखो कुछ चीजें और भी, अब हम चाहे तो इस नाम को यहाँ से किस में पास कर देंगे, इस फंक्शन में पास कर देंगे। किस फंक्शन में, यार इस फंक्शन में बनाया था वहां पास करेंगे, वो सारा कुछ रिकॉर्ड कर देंगे, मैंने ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन कर चुका हूं। यस सुनो, तो वहां पे हम नाम देंगे, वो क्या कर देगा, देखो यहाँ से नाम देंगे ना, इस फंक्शन को कॉल कर रहे हैं, नाम देंगे यहाँ पे, और ये फंक्शन है कहाँ पे, देखो कुछ यहाँ पर है, यही फंक्शन है। यहाँ से नाम जाएगा, पहले वो चेक करेगा कि क्या वहां पे उस नाम से है या नहीं, और नहीं है तो वो रिकॉर्ड कर लेगा, यही था ना। लेकिन सपोज चलो ये तो सब तो हो गया, अटेंडेंस हमारा मार्क हो जाएगा, लेकिन बात आती है कि आखिर ये पॉइंट को समझना है, इसको हम लिख दिया। अब बताओ तुम जब वो कर लोगे, तुम चाहोगे ना कि यदि हम यहाँ पे मूव कर रहे हैं तो हमारे चेहरे पे वो नाम लिखा रेक्टेंगल में दिखे, हम यहाँ मूव करें मैचिंग हो रहा है तो रेक्टेंगल में वो दिखाएगा, इधर मूव करेंगे इधर दिखाएगा, इधर मूव करेंगे इधर दिखाएगा। ये सुनो हम वो चाहते हैं, तो हम चाहते हैं कि उस फेस को क्या बताए, रेक्टेंगल से दिखाना है जहां पे रिकॉग्नाइज किया बेसिकली। उसके लिए क्या करते हैं आपको पता है, हमें क्या चाहिए, फेस लोकेशन चाहिए। फेस लोकेशन में क्या है, ये सारे वैल्यू उसी ऑर्डर में होते हैं। अब बताओ हमने याद है इमेज का साइज छोटा किया था, तो मान लो सिंपल सी बात, पहले जो हमने छोटा करके फेस लोकेशन ढूंढा था तो वो इस साइज का होगा, मान लो इस इमेज में इस साइज का लोकेशन होगा। अब इमेज को हम बड़ा कर रहे हैं, हमें क्या, इमेज तो हम बड़ा ले रहे हैं ना, अब तो इमेज हम बड़ा ले रहे हैं, तो मान लो फेस लोकेशन भी अब हमारा इमेज ऐसा हम शो कर रहे हैं स्क्रीन पे, हम ऐसा शो कर रहे हैं, और मान लो इसमें अब इमेज हमारा यहाँ पर है, मान लो यहाँ पे इतना था तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, अभी हमारा इमेज है वही हम लेंगे, थोड़ा सा पोर्शन वो कर पाएगा। हमें क्या करना होगा, इसके साइज को भी बढ़ाना होगा ताकि वो पूरे कंप्लीट फेस को करना पड़े। तो हम क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे, इसको करने के लिए हमें क्या करना, उसी ऑर्डर में हमने क्योंकि 4 से डिवाइड किया था वहां पे, तो यहाँ 4 से हम क्या कर रहे थे, मल्टीप्लाई। कोई दिक्कत, अगर उस इसी लोकेशन को यूज करके हम क्या करेंगे, तो रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ करेंगे तो होगा क्या, कुछ ऐसा देखो। सबसे पहले तो ये मान लो पूरा इमेज है, ये इमेज है, और ये मान लो फेस है सपोज, क्या है फेस, ये फेस है सपोज, क्लियर। अब ये रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ कर देगा, तो कैसे ड्रॉ करेगा देखो, ये जो भी हमारा डेटा होगा ध्यान से देखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, इसके अकॉर्डिंग मान लो ये फेस बता दिया कि ये लोकेशन, ये क्या बता दिया, क्लियर है। तो आपको पता है ये क्या कोऑर्डिनेट होता है यहाँ पे, x1 कॉमा और ये क्या होगा x2 कॉमा, यही होता है ना रेक्टेंगल का ना। फिर से रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, हम बताओ इसका क्या पर्पस। तो अभी देखो हम इसका कोऑर्डिनेट तो वही है, एंडिंग पॉइंट तो यही रहेगा, लेकिन क्या चेंज हो रहा है देखो यहाँ पे x1 तो ये है, x1 इसी को कहते हैं, y2 चेंज है, y2 क्या है बताओ, जहाँ पे y होना चाहिए स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट उसका क्या दिया y2 माइनस 6, सॉरी y2 माइनस क्या दिया उसको 35, तो y2 मान लो y2 डिस्टेंस ये होता है, अब माइनस कितना 35, तो y2 जो पूरा डिस्टेंस में 35 घटा देंगे, तो मान लो वो यहाँ पे आएगा, ये सनो आएगा कि नहीं आएगा? यानी रेक्टेंगल हमारा क्या हो गया, ये हो गया x1, y2 माइनस यही होगा कोऑर्डिनेट, ये सुनो। अब यहाँ पे और हमने क्या यूज किया, देखो फील्ड, मतलब ये क्या हो जाना चाहिए, फील्ड हो जाना चाहिए इस कलर से, जो भी कलर हमने दिया है BGR, इससे फील्ड होना चाहिए, फील्ड हो जाएगा, क्या हो जाएगा, फील्ड हो जाएगा। उसके बाद अब हम क्या करें, हम यहाँ पे चाहते हैं कि हमारा नाम यहाँ पे शो, क्या नाम शो, जैसे कि टाटा था तो क्या शो यहाँ पे TA शो, क्या टाटा। तो हम उसी लोकेशन में देखो क्या कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे फुट टेक्स्ट के हेल्प से वहां पे लिखेंगे। ये देखो ध्यान से देखो, वही लोकेशन है x1 प्लस 6, मतलब थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ के लिखना है, ध्यान से सुनो। यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ, x1 प्लस 6, क्या तो खड़े हो जाओ, जब दिक्कत हो तो खड़े हो जाओ, खड़े होके देख लो, कोई इशू नहीं। अब देखो यहाँ पे x प्लस 6 का मतलब क्या है बताओ, चलो नहीं दिख रहा है क्या, यहाँ पे शो करो, मतलब तुम चाहते हो हम फिर से जो है वो पिक्चर ड्रॉ करें, अच्छा लगा तुम लोग, हम देखो इससे कब से यही हो सकता है, क्लियर। So actually we have drawn this and then we have drawn this, and this is already what already filled. Now you know this is what x1 comma y1, this is x2 comma y2, and this is what x1 comma y2 minus 37, एक कोऑर्डिनेट क्लियर है। तो ये रेक्टेंगल पूरा का पूरा होगा, ये वाला रेक्टेंगल क्या होगा, देखो पहला रेक्टेंगल क्या हो गया, पूरा का पूरा हो गया, सेकंड रेक्टेंगल क्या होगा, देखो ये वाला छोटा वाला होगा, ठीक है। और साथ में देखो हम क्या करें, फुट टेक्स्ट कहाँ लिखना है, कोऑर्डिनेट बता रहे हैं उसको, देखो x1 प्लस 6, ये तो x1 है, ये पूरा इमेज है, मान लो ये हमारा क्या है, x1 है, x1 प्लस 6 मतलब यहाँ से लिखना स्टार्ट, और क्या दिया हुआ है y2 माइनस 6, y2 कहाँ पर है, यहाँ तक है, तो y2 माइनस 6 यहाँ तक लिखा, y2 माइनस 6, तो y2 ये पूरा का पूरा है, 6 यहाँ पे, इसमें आपका क्या आएगा, यहाँ से लिखना है वो, इस पोर्शन से वो लिखना स्टार्ट करेगा, और देखो लिखना स्टार्ट करेगा, और क्या जो भी दिया फॉर्मेट उस हिसाब से ये साइज रहेगा, उस कलर में लिखेगा, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे आपको और किस कौन सा कलर है बताओ, ब्लैक या व्हाइट, व्हाइट कलर, तो ये व्हाइट कलर में आपको यहाँ पे क्या दिया, टाटा दिखेगा, क्या दिखेगा, डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा, अटेंडेंस ऑलरेडी मार्क हो जाएगा, और हम लोग किससे बाहर आ जाएंगे बताओ, हम आ जाएंगे इस ब्लॉक से बाहर, और इस ब्लॉक से बाहर फिर आएंगे तो कहाँ पर रुके हुए हैं बताओ, वी आर इनसाइड व्हाट, yes anyone, we are inside what while loop also, अभी लूप के अंदर है, तो ये चीज कंटिन्यू चलता रहेगा। अब होगा क्या, मैं यहाँ से यहाँ जाऊंगा तो मुझे दिखता रहेगा नाम अपना, यहाँ से यहाँ जाऊंगा तो हमें दिखता रहेगा, क्योंकि लूप अभी कंटिन्यू है, वो इंटरनली वो सारा काम लूप हमारा एक्सिक्यूट कर रहा है, वो सारा क्वेश्चन एक्सिक्यूट कर रहा है, हमेशा ले रहा है और चेक करता जा रहा है, लेकिन हम चाहते हैं उसको स्टॉप करना। जब हम स्टॉप करना चाहेंगे तो क्या आप चाहोगे हमेशा कैमरा आपका ऑन ही रहे, आप क्लोज भी कर दो ना, आप क्या करोगे, क्रॉस भी कर दो, फिर से ओपन हो जाएगा, आप कोशिश करोगे क्रॉस बटन क्लोज बटन से प्रेस करके वो फिर से चालू हो जाएगा, बट वी डोंट वांट दैट, वी वांट, व्हेन वी एक्चुअली वांट टू स्टॉप दैट प्रोग्राम वी हैव टू प्रेस सम की so that loop can be break, yes sir? So that's why what we have to do, we have to do some, we have to write some condition. What you can write like this, suppose don't write this, you can just change it like this, if cb2 dot weight key 1 and 0xff clear equals to ord q, then break, then means when you will press, when it will continue running and you are pressing the key that is q, that is any key you can use, then it will stop the, then लूप विल ब्रेक और ब्रेक स्टेटमेंट आपको पता है कि किसी भी लूप से आपको जस्ट बाहर करना है सो इट विल जस्ट bring you out of the loop yes or no and this is where you can use so if let me run this code just let me change it first so if I am using let me show you zero x f equals to what we have to write ORD single quote F character Q is there and then what we want break clear so let's run this code yes somewhere there is a problem okay so basically in Python we just write single time not okay everything is completed yes you can see encoding okay camera is on it is visible everyone camera is on actually I am not in that list then how it will recognize me yes no as you can see everything is there so actually as you can see I can move from this place to this place you can see up here now just see because this is happening because of infinite loop frame is changing after each millisecond that's why you can see this frame as a video yes sir but right now we are not having what an image I have taken the image of what data and just let me use from my mobile search for the data or along okay suppose along okay let me so I am going to take this image okay just see if I will bring in front of the camera then see what will happen actually not it is actually there is no you just see now you can see it's working I will move this place working. Yes so just you can see it is working or not just tell me now let me change the images let me change the image what we are going to take actually my image not present in those image which is present in this list can only be recognized so for this what we have to do you have to just go to and now if your project is complete and you want to recognize this person only one thing you have to do just take the image and paste in this list and rename with the person only this thing you have to do. Just write yes sorry yes multiple places can also recognize if all the persons will be there it will be able to recognize
So if there are two and also
yes it can recognize many faces at the same time if I am here and suppose someone is also here it can recognize both persons at the same time clear everyone and okay now we can see okay So this way, actually now there's a problem. What? Light is not so much, and also the camera is not too good. That's why it is not able to if your camera is good, camera quality is good, and light is enough light is there, then it can easily able to recognize from the distance. Clear? So this is how it works. So now just let me okay. So just let me show you one thing. Let me close this. Let me close this. Clear? I'm trying to close it. Possible it is? But if I press, what? Q. But always remember that your caps lock should be off. Otherwise, you are going to press, and every capital Q and small q is having different ASCII value. Yes, that's why. So right now, familiar or not this step?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, how the function face locations would recognize that there is a face in the image or not?
That's why we have done all these things.
Sir, no, sir, I'm actually asking the face locations. How would it recognize that we have
Face location, you ask.
Yes, sir. About the function.
Internally, what is happening? Your encoding is working there. Internally, by default, encoding is there. So when face location function is going to take the images, my image and your image, suppose. It is going to take the values. Which values? Corresponding numpy value that is there. And it will just compare the values right there. And if this match 60% is matched there or less than 60% match is there. Let's suppose you can say like this. Location is different. Location is only to recognize where the nose is there, eyes is there, means your face is there. Always remember, face location function का काम इतना ही है कि वो उस इमेज में वो ढूंढता है कि कहाँ पर फेस है. अब फेस कैसे पहचानेगा वो बताओ. क्योंकि उस एल्गोरिथम को बताया गया है, एक्चुअली बताया गया है वहां पे कि जहां तुमको ये सब चीजें मिले, क्या क्या मिले? फेस के फीचर्स मिले. फेस के फीचर्स मिले. फीचर्स मतलब क्या? नोज, आईज, आईब्रो लाइक दिस. वो समझ जाता है यही फेस है और उसका वो लोकेशन आपको पास करता है. ये लोकेशन के लिए हो गया. यस,
create a scarecrow with eyes, nose.
yes, you can also maybe it is possible to you can recognize the person, but face should be there.
But it is a scarecrow.
Yes, just try, just do one thing, just complete this project and try to store the image and just check it. Yes.
What will happen in case of rings?
Rings. Yeah, they will match. Okay, one more thing is you are asking good question. Basically, suppose the same person is there. Suppose if you have join an organization in which they ask you for the image or the photograph, what you will give? Which kind of photograph you will provide? In which only you are. Okay, now just you submitted the image photograph, and the admin team just take the photograph and just enter in this list. Okay? Now suppose you are inviting there, you are just eating at many things. Now you are working there, you are earning some money, and you are going to eat pizza and everything, whatever. You just get fit, and then what will happen? You are better than previous. Then it is possible to recognize you by the camera or not? Just tell me. Yes, it is possible to recognize because your face parameter is same, your face feature is same. It will not say that this is the another person. Means आप मोटे भी हो जाओगे तो ये recognize कर सकता है. Yes or no? करता या नहीं करता? या मान लो आपने जो इमेज दिया था उसमें आप क्लीन शेप में थे, अभी आप मान लो सपोज मुस्टाच रखते हो और मान लो ये सब रखते हो, तो उस केस में क्या होगा? Now you are beard man, then what will happen? क्या वो recognize नहीं करेगा ये मुझे बताओ? फिर भी recognize करेगा ना, क्योंकि उसको बताया गया है. वो एक्चुअली होता क्या है देखो, वो 100% मैच नहीं दे सकता है. पहली बात वो 100% मैच नहीं देखता, वो कंपेयर करता है और क्या निकालता है? फेस डिस्टेंस निकालता है. इंटरनली वो क्या निकालता है? फेस डिस्टेंस. और डिस्टेंस पता है, you can search on Google like that. If face is what approx 50% match is there, actually distance is 50%. or lesser is there. Means if distance is lesser than 50% or equal to 50%, it means he thought that the image both are same. But suppose distance is greater than 60 or 50. Means suppose always remember that when you will just try to print the distance, you will get in case of mismatch above 80% or 70%. But when you will just print, the distance, when in the case of match, you will get 30, 40 like this. What you will get? And if you will take same photograph, then what will happen? Then there will be a zero value. Distance will be zero because all the parameters are same. If everything is same, then it will compare the value. Then it will give you the distance. So this is the way of what? Matching the value. Clear? So if you are using, he told me that in case of twins, recognize. If twins are there, you can also recognize. Sister can also recognize. Yes, sir. If you are able to recognize. Yes, sir. If you are able to differentiate, sister will be also able to differentiate.
Sir, I have a question. Yes. Sir, I want to interpret in another device.
Yes.
You can?
Yes, you can. This is the prototype that I have shown you. Okay. Now this concept can be used in any environment. For that, we have to use some APIs, some platform. But also, I am giving you some tasks. Just try to change it in the case of in application also. Just try to change it in application. And not application. Is it possible? Or just try to change it in web application. You can also. But for this, when you are using different languages, then you have to use API. Suppose you are going to implement this on Android app, and suppose that is based on Java, and you are using Python, and then you have to use that. Then how you will use it? For this, you have to use first API. You have to create the API between this. Then only you can explain a little about API. Just like a driver, you can say. Just like a driver. Yes. Means hardware is there, software is there, and you are using what? Some programs or software that will just work as a bridge between. Suppose some person comes up from Paris or London or like this, and you are not able to understand the language. Then what is the situation? Just take a translator. So that is the API. That works as a translator. Yes. And yes, you can use. For this, you have to use sensor device. Okay, so this is used by the camera. Right now we are having camera only. We are using camera. If you will have sensor, then you can use sensor also. Nothing is it because there's Arduino. Arduino is there.
Arduino.
Yes, Arduino. That, and there are so many devices out there. You can use the program just to edit some kind of code. You can use it.
We are using your audio.
You can use sensor also. If you want that it can sense you, suppose nowadays the online class is going. Yes, sir? Nowadays the online class is going on or not? Just tell me. So what do you want actually? Just tell me. You just switch off camera and just start doing work.
That's all.
Yes, sir. You all do